I know. I like my shoes on in here.
I don't like shoes on the rug.
Okay, well, nothing's on these shoes. Squeaky
Yeah,
clean, brother.
I don't think that is not squeaky clean. What are you talking about?
This is the hair from your rug.
You can't just not have shoes on, and this is my house.
Your floor is literally the dirtiest floor I've out
No,
of
it's
anyone
not.
I
It's
go
got some
to.
dog hair on it. Take your shoes off. Off the rug, off the rug. Dude. All the way. Dude, I'm gonna stand up.
You look like Shane Gillis right now.
I'm gonna stand up.
No, it was when you have
Push it off the
when you
rug.
have your eyebrows raised.
Push it off the rug. That's more on the rug.
No,
Dude.
I pushed it off more.
Okay. Dude,
Push it off yourself. Push it off yourself.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna hit you.
Push it off yourself. With the what?
Dude, if I have to get up and get those shoes, you'll never get them back.
Well, what are you gonna do with my shoes?
I'm gonna throw them away.
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
owe me a
burn
new
'em.
pair of shoes.
No, I won't, because this is the rules.
There's
Just
not
push
a
it
rule.
off the rug and you get to keep the shoes.
Look how dirty my socks are from your rug.
Oh, this rug's not dirty because it hasn't had shoes on it until now.
No, it most definitely has.
Just
and
push
that's
that
not-
off the rug just a little bit and we'll get
No,
going.
it's okay. You can deal with that. You can deal with that.
Push it off the rug a little bit and we'll get going. All right. Well, these are going to be my shoes now.
Okay.
All right. Everybody here heard it.
Wow. My Birkenstocks are gone forever.
They were the rubber ones, so they're like $20, so you'll be all right.
Yeah, frick. I'm broke over here.
Justice, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You want to intro the app real quick?
Sure. What episode are we on? 27?
I don't know.
Bear with us for a second. We'll be right with you. 27.
Is it? Okay. All
right.
I figured it was.
Hey, folks. Welcome to episode 27 of the Sorta Brothers podcast.
Welcome.
I'm your host. I'm your lead host, Blake.
Okay.
Joined by my assistant host, Justice.
I didn't know we were introducing like the first pod again, but
That's
That
just
works.
us, not Justice, like the baby girl clothing brand.
yes. The other way.
Like just us.
Yeah, like JUST us.
Yeah. Is that how you tell people when they say, can you spell that for me? You say JUST us.
No, normally I just say just us, what you just did, but I just had to switch up because you were already saying that.
I'm like, Blake. They're like, can you spell that? I'm like, B Lake.
I mean, honestly, that would help me out. But anyway, dude, what's your problem with this rug? I mean, I know it's a good looking rug, but
you.
like
Thank you.
it is. No, I'm
you.
giving you props for that. Is it good? Where'd you get this at? Was this like an online like purchase from somewhere random, or was it like a?
I don't want to give too much credit because they don't sponsor the pod, but it rhymes with buggable.
Okay, well, we won't shout them out.
We don't give free advertisements.
Yeah, for sure. We just had the same Zevia pack selling there for 27 apps. But
Something will catch fire.
But no, I like the rug.
Thanks.
I don't know. I just feel like it just really holds on to the dog hair. And as you know, I'm allergic to dogs. So
Is that true?
It just
I have found that
don't know.
everything in this house really holds on to dog hair. I think when there's such an amount of dog hair,
yeah.
it's hard to get away from. We Swiffer like every day, and still hair. It's like when on Parks and Rec when Andy doesn't know that you have to pay for doctor's visits, so he just keeps going, and then he's just like, I wipe and I wipe.
Dude,
and I
I'm not
wipe.
even joking.
He's like, it's like I wipe 100 times. It's like still poop. It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
I'm not even joking. I was just about to bring up that reference when you said that. We were on the same wavelength there. But yeah, no, dude, I get it. I understand that actually.
Yeah.
But it is still kind of insane. Like
It is, but until
Maybe
the
it's
boys are young. The boys, one of them's not even 2 yet. So if they live good lives,
Jeez,
we'll
that's
have
insane.
a clean house in the next 14
in the next,
to 16
in the
years
next
or
decade.
something. Yeah. hopefully longer than a decade, but or maybe they'll still be with us, but they'll get like a weird like geriatric dog like thin hair condition.
Is that a condition for dogs?
I'm sure it is. But if that would be kind of nice.
Even if it's thin, it's just thin. It's still on the ground. It's just thin.
Yeah, but they would lose less of it. They have so much hair now. I just pull it off of them, and there's still hair.
Isn't when you're losing hair and it's thinning, doesn't that mean you're like losing more hair? Like when your hair's thinning, or no?
Are you talking about a human?
That's what I'm thinking too. Does it not work?
Dogs have like double coats.
You said thinning hair though.
I'm saying if there's a thinning hair thing for dogs where they would just have less hair on them that would come off.
Okay. I'm just thinking that hair's got to come off though for them to be thinning.
I'm just like pulling hair off my dog and I'm just like, I wish I had this much hair.
For 1 week. For 1 week, your house is just the worst it's ever been, and then it's clean after that.
I actually don't know about this because Megan says that the boys are molting right now, which the only time I've ever heard of anything molting is when Taylor and I got hermit crabs as a kid, and they were in a cage together, and we were so excited about getting these hermit crabs. And like day 2 of having them, her hermit crab's legs started falling off, and they said he was molting or something. He was like in a high stress environment, and so
it wasn't molting like.
He wasn't like shedding his shell. He was like super high stress that he was like dying and losing limbs. And they said that
I feel like that's not the same thing as molting.
We had just gotten these hermit crabs, and they said that we should just like he didn't have long. We should just make him comfortable. It was like hospice hair for a hermit crab or something. But so the boys aren't doing that. They're just losing like a lot of hair. Like if I went to pet them and like went like this, I would get like a thick clump of hair.
Yeah.
So they have baths this week where this place has like sounds like a made up tool, but it's like a defermerator or something.
I feel like I've heard of that.
It like apparently does something and like gets all the
loose undercoat hair or whatever. Yeah.
But I don't know how there is anymore. Like every day I'm like pulling hair off of the dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. It does seem to be endless.
Just something with the season change.
No, speaking of dogs though, I don't know if you know this. Megan might have told you. I don't know, but I don't think I ever told you. I just like never got around to it. Your neighbor has a dog. What's that dog's like breed? I'm blanking.
Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Yes. So one day Blake is just telling me about how his neighbor has just this like Ridgeback, whatever, and it's like they like were bred to fight lions and like all this stuff. I've seen the dog like obviously countless amount of times. I come over, work out in the garage.
It's intimidating. It's a big dog.
Like it's a big dog, but I've never been someone that like if a dog runs up to me, my first reaction is never like, "What's this dog going to do to me?"
Yeah.
Which now you can tell where this story is going. But
what was your reaction this time?
Anyway, I think like the last pod we said something about our little run challenge or whatever. But I was doing just like a run after a workout I did in the garage, and I was running like 2 miles, but I was trying to get like my fastest 2 mile time. So I was like basically sprinting for 2 miles. Mm-hmm. And so I can see the driveway. So like just back in my shoes, I can see the driveway. It's like, I don't know, like it's like 8 driveways down or so. Like I just rounded on your street. And so like I'm like putting into gear, like I'm all out sprint trying to get my fastest time.
Yeah.
I now like as I'm getting to your driveway, my head is just down looking at my feet because for some reason when I start to struggle on a run, I just like stare straight down. So, and obviously now I'm looking at your driveway. And so I'm running with my head down looking into the pavement. Mm-hmm. As I run up to you, like your garage, you normally have your car parked right outside. So like obviously I look up because now your car is like 4 feet from my face. So I didn't want to run into it, obviously. So I look up, Ridgeback's just right there in your driveway, which he has an electric fence. So like,
well,
right. So that was what I was told. I was told he had an electric fence that worked.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I look up and again, even then, my first immediate response was not like, oh my gosh, this dog's gonna kill me. I like started to bend down. I was like, what's up, buddy? Like what? And this dude barked in my face, and I'm not joking.
Dude, he's got a scary bark.
This was the first time I was like, oh, like this dog. And then all of a sudden I just started hearing like, they were bred to fight lions. I started hearing this stuff in the back of my mind. And you can tell, dude, it's on your camera somewhere because it was right there. Yeah. And you can tell when that dog started barking, something clicked in my brain and I was like scared, dude. And so funny enough, what ended up like making the dog back away is when he barked, I like kind of like jumped back. I jumped back. And as I jumped back, I think like either my arm or my like heel hit your trash cans that were sitting there. Mm-hmm. And like, I guess they were like empty. And so it made like a pretty loud noise. Mm-hmm. And he like got like scared and ran off from the trash can noise. I don't know.
I was out of town when you texted me about this. And yeah, I did watch the video. It was nice.
Did you actually?
It was nice. I'd have to go find it. But what happened was, I think he had like an electric fence, and I'm trying to think what happened. The electric fence like stopped working, and so then he like got the electric fence fixed, but then he realized that like the dog thought it was still working, so like he wouldn't even be wearing his collar, and he would just like walk up to the line and not go past it because he like didn't want to get shocked. Well, so I like texted him when you texted me that, and I'm like, I think he figured out that his electric fence like doesn't work, and he's like, oh my gosh, what did he do? And I was like, I don't think it's a big deal. But then I like watched the video, and I was like, bro. I always think too when there's like, because like if a dog is getting like looking at me or growling or something in a way where I'm like, am I gonna have to fight this dog? This is just like me being a guy, I guess, but I always think like, oh, I could, like, if I had to, I could kill that
life or
dog.
death, I could take it, man.
I could kill that dog. Like it would bite me and I'd probably be injured, but like in the end, I would like strangle.
Like you can pin that thing, yeah.
But I don't know. Like you hear about people that die from dogs or something like that, and like something that's just like wildly moving is so hard to control.
Right.
And the dog probably weighs like
what does
80
it?
pounds.
Yeah, it's a big dog. And it's like one of those more like, it looks like it's like almost like a more muscular, thin dog than, like, it doesn't look intimidating because it's so thick. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, I don't know. It was weird. I just thought it was interesting, like, to bring up the fact that I'm like, because my mom's like that. Like, if even like out in public, a dog will be on a leash and she like gets anxious.
Really?
Yeah. Like, especially when we were like younger, if we wanted to like, oh, can we pet your dog? She'd be anxious that like the dog would like freak out on us or something.
Wonder if she's got some like childhood dog stories.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I just like, I never thought that, but when that dog barked, it freaked me out.
You want to hear a sad story?
I guess.
All right, buckle up. It's really sad.
Okay.
My like first childhood dog, her name was Chloe, and she looked exactly like Jake. Like we bought her from the same, they're both border collies, and we would buy them from the Kentucky State Fair in Louisville, and they were like part of the exhibit that they would like, this old man like bred and raised them, and then he would like do an exhibit where they would herd geese as a show. And so that's where we bought Chloe, and that's where we later bought Jake.
You would buy, so you like bought the dogs that were already trained?
Like we would buy them, like their parents would be like the dogs that were getting bred, and they would do the show, and then he'd have like the puppies there that he would sell.
Oh, okay.
So they were little when we would get them. Anyways, we had Chloe, and she was like the best dog, and she had I'm getting choked up. She had like the best life. We had 5 acres, but we knew all of our neighbors, and so if we would like leave or even on vacation or whatever, we would like leave some food and my grandpa would come feed her, but we would like leave the garage door like cracked this much. So her crate was in the garage and the door was always open, and she would just go in and out as she wanted. Like no fence in the yard. She would roam and come back. And anyways, she was like super sweet, but super protective. And we had geese all over the street. So she would like literally just chase geese all the time. And like, it was amazing for her. But one time, I think when my parents went to China to get Emma, she which sounds my adopted sister. I'm not just talking to you here. The UPS man hated her. We had this UPS man, and he was like, her name was Chloe, and he would always like freak out and be like, "Down Cleo, down Cleo." Call her Cleo. Yeah, nobody's named Cleo.
Okay, so what happened? You're making me
when they went to
anxious.
China, we had to stay with my grandparents, and I
Okay.
think he like did something to her
What?
because
Sorry, that was like a.
she was
sounded
always
like a fake
friendly. She was
reaction.
always friendly, and she was like different when we got back. And like that is the only guy that
told
would
me.
have had like contact with her like that. And so she
like
started doing like crazy stuff. Like this little neighborhood, like a boy that lived in the neighborhood came up, and she like bit and ripped his shirt off of him.
The heck?
And we got like super defensive of everything and like kind of aggressive. And then like when we moved up here, she bit the back of the leg of one of our family friends that was like helping us move. And then like my parents gave her away. They said they gave her, I kind of had an epiphany a few years ago. They said they gave her to like some land where she could run around and I do think that's what actually happened. But a few years ago, I was like, holy crap, did they just tell us that? And they went and like put her down.
Yeah.
But I don't think they did.
Are
If
you
they
sure?
did, then we're going to talk about that. So
I feel like you might have told me that story before.
I do think
feel like we
that
talked about
Chloe
it.
went on to live somewhere else. But then we got Jake, and Jake Jake was literally never mean to anyone, but unfortunately he passed away early as well. But
He was also like the most obedient dog, almost to like over obedient, dude.
yeah, you'd be like, Jake, don't eat for a week. And he'd be like, yes, sir.
Literally. He just wagged his tail as hard as he possibly could laying on his bed, dude.
Jake was awesome, dude. Jake was, I mean, literally, I don't know. I was going to say Jake was a better dog than Chloe, but like Chloe was so good too. My aunt told me one time she was a big, she loved dogs and she didn't have kids. And so, but when Jake died, I was like pretty torn up about it. And she told me that like your favorite dog is always like the dog, like your dog now, which I think kind of rings true. Like you have fond memories of your dogs, but the dogs you feel most emotionally connected to are the ones that you have right now.
Oh yeah, no,
Which I
can see
think
that.
is like-
I thought you were saying something else.
It's different than people, right? Like you can't replace people in your
Right.
life, but like something about dogs, they're just there to like be I don't know, like an interesting role in your life. But
Yeah, I
this
mean-
is getting kind of
right now, I definitely like my childhood dog is my favorite, but that's because I haven't had.
you haven't had
another
a new
one
dog.
since.
Like if you guys got a new
Yeah, right.
dog, like
yeah, right. No, you're right.
but yeah, I don't know.
I don't. It almost kind of sucks sometimes because, like it's so like well, I was about to say it's so hit or miss, but it's not hit or miss. Most of the time, I have like the allergic reaction or whatever, and it's not like my throat closing up. Like as you
Yeah.
know, it's just like I start to like my chest gets tight, and I like it's hard to breathe, which like sounds violent, but it's like a
just
slow
like throat
it's a,
closing and
it's,
then-
it's a gradual thing. But no, like obviously I do the podcast in here. I hang out at your guys' house all the time. You have two dogs that shed an insane amount, and it bothers me some days like crazy bad, and then other days it doesn't. But like I would love to just like have a dog, something like an Australian Shepherd or something that was like
Yeah.
super athletic that I could just like take everywhere and like be like,
Yeah.
but I would die. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't, I would just have to, like, I wouldn't actually die. I just mean like, I would have to just literally take my inhaler or whatever, like 18 times a day. And
Yeah.
then my lungs would just like, I don't even know what happens to your lungs if you do it that much. Like,
I
just
don't
gets
know.
like weak or something.
I don't do. I don't think anybody does well with like their pets passing, but I feel like I get like very upset. Like I don't know. I don't do super well with it. Like when our family pets have died.
Yeah. When I heard, when Megan said you were like getting pretty emotional, how long ago was that?
Like what is this guy? Gay?
Okay. How long ago was that?
It was probably in early 2022, maybe.
Okay, so like 2-ish years ago. When Megan told me about that, I was like, and she just walked in. She can attest to this.
We're talking about Jake passing, and he's gonna try to make me sound gay.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to. No, I'm just saying it was
just to get you up to speed. Just to get you up to speed.
It was funny because Megan told me that like Blake got pretty emotional. And I literally like did like a double take. I was like, Blake got emotional, and then she was like, yeah, he really loved Jake, and I was like, okay. No, but I'm not laughing at that. I was just saying.
Jake was literally like a 3-day swing. He was in perfect health and he got put down. It was like a freak thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's bad to get emotional. It was just funny because Megan's never talked about you getting emotional before.
And she never will again. Right?
Oh yeah, never again.
Okay, what? No, I didn't make fun of you. It's fine to get emotional about your pets.
Because I think up to that point, and probably even still, you just thought I was like the toughest guy that you know.
Yeah, I just thought like this guy's invincible. He never cries. He never, fails
strong,
at anything.
Super strong.
Yeah.
Handsome, tall. So
I don't know if you cried when Evelyn was born.
okay, so here's what I actually have thought about that.
I don't know if I would.
I was like emotional.
Yeah.
In the moment. This is the thing that
different.
Is necessary, but it took me out of the moment. Is when Evelyn was born, like immediately they put her on Megan, and Megan's bonding with her. Megan's getting emotional. There were like 8 nurses that rush in talking, and there's like a dude my age and like all this, and there's just a lot happening, and I'm just kind of like trying to be in the moment, but also answering questions and talking and doing things.
What questions are you answering?
Well, I don't know. They're just like asking. They're just like talking and doing stuff with the baby.
Yeah, it's a baby. What's the name?
Hey, what do you think of the baby? Okay.
You're like, show the questions.
No, one lady did say that she could take some pictures for me on my phone, and I thought she meant of like us with Evelyn, and I have a video of the birth.
Yeah,
didn't want it.
That was before. Yeah,
didn't want it.
But that'll be. We have that.
Yeah,
That was a magical moment.
you have. Are you gonna rewatch that?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Anytime I try to look at newborn pictures
But
of
you
Evelyn,
just
I have to
smiled and
guard
said-
myself.
Yeah, you just smiled and said, "But we have that."
But that's like something that
Like,
it's like
one day we'll watch
I
it
might
with her.
want.
When would you watch that?
Like just to have like the
Definitely
moment she entered
alone.
the world. I don't know.
Yeah, but what about like 2 seconds after when everything's not out?
When what?
We could see the moment she was 2 seconds old, and it's not graphic.
Oh, you mean when it's no?
Yeah. So she also like was one of those people that like there was no lead up. Like it was like head cresting. Okay, let's start recording. So like half a second into the video, the baby slides out.
Oh my gosh!
There was
Have you watched it?
I
Blake
I was
did.
scrolling. So that's my point. Like that night, you're in the hospital. I'm scrolling through the pictures, kind of reliving it. Like when they're asleep and whatever.
You're like, oh, I can really.
No, and like as soon as you scroll to that, when the baby's out, because there's no
had
lead
no
up.
time.
There's no time to get past it.
No time.
I haven't watched it yet because I'm a pretty like squeamish person, and I'm just worried that if I watch it, then I'm gonna be thinking about that when I go to have another kid, even though I didn't. Because they ask her like, "Do you want a mirror, like so you can watch it?"
Oh my gosh, no.
And I'm just like, no, like
No way.
even though I can't, like I had an epidural, even though I couldn't feel it, like I'm gonna convince myself I can feel it if I can see
for
it.
sure.
And so I'm just nervous that I'm gonna watch
No,
it,
don't
and then I'm
watch
gonna
it.
know, and then it's gonna be in my head.
No, don't watch
So I'm
it.
gonna wait, and maybe I'll watch it when I'm done having children.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. It's like you watch that video. I don't know how you made it out alive.
I don't know either.
But
Probably
good job.
because I had a lot of drugs in me.
I know. Imagine just natural, dude.
People
Also,
do.
Crazy.
what's that going to be like one day when? Because I'm not giving a nurse my phone again. So like one
don't
day
want
if we have
pictures?
3 or 4 kids.
But
One
they
day
can
if we
still
have
take pictures.
One day if we have 3 or 4 kids,
Only
they're going to be like,
pictures.
you only have Evelyn's video.
Well, I personally wouldn't tell my kids we have the video.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to
Every
tell
year
them
on
that
their
we have
birthday,
it.
we'll watch each birth.
Yeah, it's your birthday. Time to watch it.
It's your birthday.
Remember
video.
what your mother went through.
But anyways, I remember starting to cry, and then like the chaos of the moment and just how much is going on in the like. I think that they need to do those things immediately, but like if it had just continued to be me, you, and the midwife, I felt like I could have embraced the moment more. But like there was too much happening.
That's why a lot of people like their home births.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad.
I could see that, but the bad outweighs the good in the home birth.
For sure.
I liked the
my-
epidural, so I'll
My
probably
idea.
continue
Our
the hospital.
birth went super smooth.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
think,
probably liked it
but
because you couldn't feel anything.
Yes, exactly.
I don't understand how
you
people
shatter the back of your phone.
Yeah, we can get into that. Actually, there's
Yeah,
not much.
get me out of this birth.
There's
story.
not. Actually, yeah. As you know, I've had this phone for forever now.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
No, not forever, but I don't know, 5-6 years, which is like I feel like a long time for most people these days, like with the phone. And it's an iPhone 11, which is like I know some people even have like even older generations of that. But anyway, I've never had a case on my phone. Whoa. I've never had a case on my phone.
Guys getting choked up.
I know. She's about to leave me. I've never had a case on my phone, but for the longest time, I like never shattered it. I dropped it all the time. And then randomly, a couple weeks ago, dropped it and it like shattered pretty good, but I had a screen protector on it. And in past times when I had dropped it and it looked cracked, it was always a screen protector. So I thought nothing of it. I like knew I needed a new phone anyway. So like it wasn't like super sad or anything, but took it off and the screen had cracked and I was like, oh, big deal, whatever. Well, since then, just this past week, I have dropped my phone, not on purpose. Like I am trying my hardest to not drop my phone. And now that it's already shattered, it shatters so easily just because I guess it's already cracked.
Yeah.
And now if you look at my phone, that corner's shattered. This happened yesterday at my buddy Noah's. The back
Shout out Noah.
shattered all the way through. Like it's
Stop
like
dropping it.
dude, it never used to shatter. And then once it like got that one crack in, it just
Isn't that such a metaphor for life?
by the end of this week, it's gonna be
All it takes is one small
gone.
crack and your whole life is shattered.
dude, look at how like skinny those lines
Could
are.
be. I mean, can be if you keep cracking.
Do you
it.
see that?
I can't even see it from here.
See how skinny those lines are in the back?
Yeah, it's nice.
I know. Look, you
I
satisfying.
think screen protectors, the quality has gone down.
Do you know what I don't like is when someone shatters their phone screen and they try to be extra and say, it's literally cutting my finger to move my finger over it.
No,
Yeah.
Do you have baby fingers?
No,
I
chill
know
with
that
it.
happened to
Hey.
me.
If
That
you can
happened
look,
to me.
this screen, well, it keeps turning on, but this screen is shattered all over. In fact, there's actually some glass that has been popping off. I'm still using it all day.
I used to think that
I got a
if-
piece
day.
in my
if a
finger
glass
though. Last time my screen protector. No, seriously, it was tiny, but it hurt, and I had to like kind of like it was a little splinter
There's
of
literally
glass.
glass coming off right here.
That's not good.
like when a glass
I think
broke when you
actually
were
I felt a
kid.
piece fall into my chest when I was laying in bed the other day. I was just like,
Does anything hurt worse than watching a video on your phone to try and fall asleep and you drop your phone on your face?
oh, I know. And it's like, now I'm pissed at myself.
Oh, we'll blurt that out. That's a little PG-13.
Okay.
That does
you're
hurt.
Like you can't be mad at anybody but yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like, like when that happens, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I just go back to it.
Okay. Scene. Justice. You're laying in bed.
Oh, God.
Phone falls on your face and you are PO'd. Action. Well, you're just watching a video. You're not texting. Okay.
I'm already back to it.
Really? Okay,
It's
that was
all
not the reaction.
It's all
It's
internal.
internal.
Do you wanna
It's all internal.
No. Do you want to see me?
Internal monologue.
Yeah, let's go.
I have to get kind of where I'm in bed.
All right.
Give me action.
And action. Okay,
Why are you
why are you
smacking me
waking
so
up
hard?
Megan? Is your nose bleeding? Okay, your tooth is okay. That was the most
You were
exaggerated.
smacking me very hard.
I was smacking the pillow next to you.
So when your phone drops on your face,
What'd you think?
You lose a tooth and smack your wife.
Maybe I should do another take. But seriously, sometimes it hurts.
It does. It does hurt.
Catch you on the bridge
Specifically
of the nose or
when it hits the nose. Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't done
Hey.
that in a while though.
Speaking of, we were kind of getting into like life and death, and I just want to wrap that up with like a more positive
Go for it.
story.